Hello, I'd like to deposit this to checking.
Fate is a fickle master.
What?
The future is uncertain.
Okay, and what's my account balance?
The horizon is cloudy. I see a long, treacherous voyage filled with great peril.
Look, can I just get a deposit slip or something?
A fortune bank teller. Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
I see a yellow-eyed serpent and a low APR.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head the deck. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Give me your boom.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, dog?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in, center stage on the mic.
Putting it on wax, it's the new style.
We're Jalen Jacoby. What do we do?
We get to find individuals that we're so very fortunate to have supported this program for almost 7 years. Exactly what they want, whether podcast, radio, television.
Why do you say it
2
like
a.m.,
that?
2 p.m.
What is happening? We're now on 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Make sure you DVRs. We will be sending shirts out to people that send us screen caps. Jalen said yesterday we need more shirts.
We do.
That's what you said yesterday.
How can we be... See, this is what I mean by sold out.
What?
Okay?
What?
Let me get on everybody. We got the best staff ever.
Whenever you say something nice, you're about to say something mean, so go ahead.
Yep. And I can't act like I lift a finger for this show. So all this amazing things that you guys see happen, I have not been a part of and have not sent one email. Okay? Whether it's from podcast to radio or television. The only thing I did was say a line in the press release. That's it.
Okay.
I promise everybody. So I'm not throwing shade in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And we talk about selling out. Yeah, I don't always carry the bat. Yeah, Jacoby done whitened this tee.
Yep, use Chris Trips
But
yesterday.
let's talk about the staff for a minute.
Uh-oh. What's the problem here?
We're Pop the Trunk Productions.
Mm-hmm.
That term comes from artists who felt like they were ignored by the label or didn't have a budget to guerrilla promote their project.
Yeah, sell it out of the trunk.
And the one way you do that is to get material out to the people. And you spoke into a microphone and said that we were going to send 10 measly t-shirts? Seriously?
What? I just didn't. You got to get the addresses. You got to fill out the addresses. You got to ship it. I don't have to do any of this work. It's easy for you because you know what? You've never been in the control room. You don't know that someone actually has to cash all the checks that you write with your mouth. You know, so I figured 10 was a nice number because you got to communicate with these people, get their size, get their address.
So we want 10 more people to watch the show and be happy. That's what we want. That's what we
No,
go. Do y'all realize if we don't do well, we're going to get canceled?
What do you think the appropriate number is?
500.
So you think we should send out 500 shirts?
We should send out 500 promotion items for our program. Just like a party promoter would do with flyers.
I'll say this. You know I'm not sending any shirts, right?
No.
Not me personally.
We're a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate.
We've probably received about 50 screen grabs. I would say we
more
should,
than that.
We should... Yeah, we've probably seen more than that.
Come on.
Well, let's see if we can fulfill all of the ones that have been sent to us thus far. We'll see if we can fulfill all of that. And again, I won't be sending a single shirt. I don't even know how many shirts we got, but we need more shirts. We do need more shirts.
Here's the thing. If everybody hasn't noticed, when you wake up in the morning, you see amazing television programming that happens on this network and in this industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Golick and Wingo. You know,
they got shirts, they got mugs.
They're at the college football playoff with a bus,
and they've been on the air for like a month and a half. Got a promo campaign.
They got a Twitter handle. They got 1 million followers.
They just changed the Mike and Mike one, Jalen. We explained this to you.
It still belongs to them.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And then you go to First Take. They're the only show on the network in the industry that comes on for 4 hours.
These are legitimate, respected shows, though.
This is my point exactly.
This is not a legitimate, respected show.
And you know what comes on after their re-air? Us.
With no t-shirts, in a closet, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
And I
you
love
be careful what you wish for.
And I love
They're going to build us a big studio,
I don't
new
want
graphic
that.
package.
I didn't say that.
Like, you don't want any of that. You don't want to know you. You don't want any of that. Executives will be telling us what we should talk about and what we did wrong.
I hate that. So here's the deal. We don't have to do anything different. The only thing I'm going to whine and moan about, We need to get J&J material to the people.
Let's do it.
If I have to buy the material myself, it could be
with
shirts, it could be hoodies, it could be whatever we have in the budget, mugs, whatever.
I'm with it.
Thank you.
We're going to give away some more stuff.
Yes.
Because we give the people what they want. Part of giving the people what they want
Thank
is
you.
taking our voicemails. If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us a voicemail. If you leave us a voicemail, we'll put it on the show just like this.
Hey, Reg, this is C out in California. Heard Jacoby's request. He asked for a metal song that you guys could play on the podcast. I would recommend Holy Wars by Megadeth. It's off the Rust in Peace album. And don't worry, I double-checked. There are no curse words.
Well,
thanks so much.
I made the request. I asked for our people to tell us, because we turned on a heavy metal listener to hip hop. I forgot exactly what we suggest. Nas. So he went and explored Nas. And I said, you know what? He can turn us on to heavy metal. So this caller suggested a Megadeth song. Reggie pulled the song. Feeling that?
Sound a little bit like Walk This Way.
I like this a little bit.
Little Beastie Boys, kick it!
I like this. I like music that makes me want to kick a trash can. And sometimes it's Mobb Deep or you know, some hardcore hip hop. This makes me want to kick a trash can.
Have you ever eaten anything out of the trash can?
Yes.
Me too.
Everybody has. Come on.
When the last time you dropped something on the floor and ate it?
Oh, all the time. I got kids. I'm eating off the floor more than I'm eating off a plate. All the time. Gross stuff, too, though. Like sticky stuff. It's one thing if it's a cracker, like nothing will stick to it, but I'll do it with, like, gross things.
You know what this music motivates me to do? It really sparked the thought that I wish we can do a hidden camera and I could just ride around and videotape people digging in their nose. Like, just because you're in your car.
That's what this music made you think of?
Yes. Just because you're in your car doesn't mean everybody else can't see you digging in your nose. Like, I see people putting their entire index finger up their nose.
I was in New York City in a cab, and you remember flip phones used to have like that antenna that you would pull up?
Yes.
And it had like a circle on top.
No.
I was using that to pick my nose in the back of a cab. So I wasn't just picking my nose, I was using a tool to pick my nose. And this couple was in the car. I was at a stoplight. Couple was in the car, and I look over to my right, and they're just laughing there. They're just laughing at me, and I looked back, and I just smiled at them, started laughing at them, and kept it moving. Kept picking my nose with the top of that antenna. It was really good at picking noses, that thing.
And you know what I learned about you?
I missed that antenna.
I could tell why you love Mobb Deep, because you got a little trife in you too.
Let me tell you.
But yours got L-I-N-G at the end.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell a story about food that may have fallen on the floor. Do you remember Grantland? It was a website.
Let me see. Is that the actual entity that created this conglomerate
Podfather.
that's now called Jalen and Jacoby?
Podfather ran Grantland, and
William Simmons.
Early on in the Grantland days, we used to have drinks after work on Fridays, and we would go to this one bar, and you joined us a couple times there. And one time, everyone gets hungry. You had a couple, and I was like, and people started getting a little intoxicated. You're like, we need some food. So I ride my bike around, and I rode my bike to the pizza shop. They had these big, huge pizzas.
You're so thoughtful.
Like the size of this table. Well, this is about to change. And I'm riding back. Pizza fell down onto the street. So now the pizza's half on the street and half in the box. So I looked at the slices that really got messed up. I threw those away. But some of the slices that just had a little bit in it, I put back in the box. So I came back to everybody with like, hey, everybody, I got the pizza. And I grabbed one of the slices that I knew hit the floor. I started eating the slice, rocks in my mouth. I gave the staff of Grantland rocky, gravelly pizza. And I've only told like 3 people that I did that.
You're the kind of.
So remember you started saying how thoughtful I was when I started telling the story?
You're the kind of nasty to just. I can't even.
You don't.
I can't even comment.
Just don't.
On how rude that is.
It's not nice.
And you're somebody that's a pizza expert.
I know. I'm a pizza professional. Well, before the Clippers faced the Warriors last night, Steve Kerr joked Lou Williams is going to go off for 50 points. Guess what? Lou Williams went off for 50 points against the Warriors team without Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Lou Williams scored 50 points. Jalen, Lou Williams is in his 14th season, and he's averaging almost 23 points a game, which would be a career high for a season. How is he just coming into form this late in his career?
The great thing I love about professional sports and athletics on any level is that there are so many people that are really good at their jobs that never get talked about. And watch at the end of the game, after he scores 50, he grabs the ball as he's walking off the floor. All of the media was over there talking to some of the Warriors. Nobody's even paying attention to him. As they just won on the road, he had 50, and he walks to the tunnel. Because he can score from every level. He can play in pick and roll situations and shoot the three. He has a mid-range game.
Floater.
He can finish at the hoop. All young guards, all players that are perimeter-oriented in particular, need a runner. That's off one leg. A floater. That's off two legs because people are so athletic in the game. And he's fearless. Once he gets going, he's like a heat check guy. He makes one or two NBA jam. He's on fire.
He's on fire. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
No question. And if you had to look up his name in the dictionary, next to it should be professional scorer. He gets buckets for a living. That's what he does. And lastly, what I truly appreciated the most, late in the fourth quarter, I'm not an all-star. I'm a free agent. I'm playing on the Clippers. All people going to see is I drop numbers against the Warriors. Exactly. I'm shooting these last few.
Yeah, see, he had 47. You see that last shot that he took?
No question. And you see Steve Kerr was like, why would he back up? Steve, I've been there. Kobe 81. When these guys get going, that's the beauty of watching the best of the best perform.
So he had 47. You know he knows he has 47 when he takes that final shot. I looked up your career high, 44. Did you have it in your mind that you were going to go for 50?
I didn't, because the game circumstance was different. If I'm not mistaken, I had that. I'm not sure.
Memory not your strong suit.
I think it was at Houston.
It was.
And it was a close game, so I think it went to overtime as well, so you couldn't get buckets at will.
You're just trying to win the game.
At that point. So I was truly impressed, and don't be surprised, everyone, when you pick up your local tabloids and Lou Williams gets a big bag of money to play basketball.
He is. And the Clippers are talking about an extension with him. Now, one thing I want to discuss with you about this game is Steph Curry. So one of the reasons the Warriors are the Warriors is because they got such a favorable deal with Steph Curry's previous contract, and he had an ankle injury, which was sort of one of the reasons that he signed for a lower number. Now, he had an ankle injury this season, and then he came back, and now he sprained his ankle again and missed the game last night. How much of a concern is Steph Curry's ankle?
It's a grave concern, because I've said this multiple times. He's not a point guard or a shooting guard. He's the vanguard, the leader of the new school. That's what he represents. Players aren't on the playground saying, I want to be like LeBron or KD, because they're not physically built like them. People are like, I can be Steph. Between the legs, behind the back, walk across half court. What did you say about the youngest ball, son? What did he do in Lithuania?
He just ruining possessions. He was just a possession killer. If I was on his team, I would sub him out. I would sub him out or myself out. I'd be like, I can't do this.
Who does Trae Young remind everybody of?
Steph Curry.
And so a team that won 73 games, a 50-40-90 guy, two-time MVP, the only unanimous guy, shattered so many three-point records. If he is unable to go, they will not win the championship this season.
Well, a lot of teams are trying to win the championship this season. And one of the ways that they wanted to do so was by adding DeAndre Jordan. Remember all these rumors about DeAndre Jordan? He was going to go here, going to go there. Well, the market has cooled on DeAndre Jordan. Our guy, Woj, he was reporting that the Cavs were sniffing around DeAndre Jordan, calling the Clippers, talking to Jerry West, and they would not include the Brooklyn pick because they did not consider him someone that would take them over the top and win now. Why do you think teams are looking at DeAndre Jordan and are less interested than they used to?
How do we gauge success?
Realistic expectations.
And so if you're going to trade DeAndre Jordan to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the only expectation would be to clearly propel yourself in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, dominate the Eastern Conference.
Which, by the way, if you haven't paid attention to the standings, the Cavs are currently third in that conference. Behind the Celtics and the Toronto Raptors. With the Miami Heat nipping on their heels. They're not the dominant basketball conglomerate they've been through stretches of the season.
No.
And starts on the defensive end. So could they use another rim protector?
Sure.
Could they use somebody to catch lobs and be a presence? Absolutely. Against everybody except the Warriors.
That's the problem.
So DeAndre is the gift and the curse when you talk about the chess game that's being played for the Cavs, because they're only trying to win the East and beat the Warriors. When you go against the Golden State Warriors, they do something called play a death lineup, where Draymond Green plays the 5 at 6'7". He can guard your opposing big, but he can lead his team in rebounds and assists. Really unique player in today's landscape. And KD, who's taller than him, 6'11", is a 4-time scoring champ. And so they're going to surround the three-point line with 5 guys.
Where does DeAndre Jordan fit in there? Who's he going to cover? Who's going to cover?
You ever had a pet in your yard and had an electronic fence around it, and people thought that he was going to run towards him, and all of a sudden, boom, he just stops? That's how it is when he's around the paint. And so against that matchup, he doesn't necessarily put you over the top, but he does help solidifying you getting there, because it is an upgrade. And who wouldn't want to see Tristan with Blake? A reunion in L.A. of the Kardashians and the Jenners in the stands.
I would like to see that, but I do not want to see DeAndre Jordan on the Cavs for the reasons that we just mentioned. Now the Jazz.
We got the Jazz. We got the Jazz.
They had a game against the Wizards. And Rodney Hood.
Hood.
He was arguing with the officials. Got a tech. Got a second tech and was ejected from the game. And then Rodney Hood maybe acted a little too Hood. As he was walking off, he was being filmed and bang! Knocked the phone out of the fan's hand. Jalen, was Rodney being too Hood?
I can relate in so many ways. First off, big shout out to any lefty number 5.
Yep.
Second, the emotion that comes with playing on the road. And third, you could just come up to me. Do not treat me like I'm a pet. Ask me, would you mind if I take a picture? What up, though? I'm a fan. Just give me a shout. Give me a pound. Give me dap. Give me a salute. But the one thing that I hate is when somebody treats me like I'm a zoo animal. I am not a zoo animal. Do not take a picture of the back of my head, the side of my head, try to sneak a flick like it's something for paparazzi. That's the only thing I hate. Have you ever seen me tell somebody no for an autograph?
No, but you wouldn't knock somebody's phone out of their hand.
Yes, I would.
We all know how easy these screens are to break. You know, we all know how easy these screens are to break. You would knock the phone out of somebody's hand.
If I went to the Golden Globes the other day, and there was so many amazing celebrities there, I'm not going to just start snapping pictures of people without asking them. You ask. It's rude. It's disrespectful.
I just love the idea of you going to the Golden Globes, sitting down at one of those tables, just be like, "Oh, the drinks are free here? Wait, what? I didn't know they were serving here."
I'm not a zoo animal.
If you watch this show, you know that we don't have a lot of guests on this program. So when we do have guests, they are great, and this is one of our favorites. Now joining us on the show, Katie Nolan of the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. How are you, Katie?
Oh, not too bad.
It is now time for the Don't Get Fired topic of the day.
Oh, good.
And now, the Don't Get Fired topic of the day.
Katie, if you're not familiar, the Don't Get Fired topic of the day is a topic that we probably shouldn't be doing because it will get us in trouble, but we're doing it anyway.
And she's familiar because I have her on Google Alert.
Exactly. Jason Wood was an agent in CSE's baseball division. He is no longer an agent in CSE's baseball division because an unidentified player is claiming that while showering in Jason Wood's home, he found a camera and was being recorded. Wood called these accusations absurd and untrue. Katie, why in the world would this man have a camera in his bathroom?
I don't know, but why are you showering at your agent's house?
That's a great question. It's a great question. I rarely shower at other people's houses.
And it's not cool that camera's in there, but at the same time, shower at your house. I don't know. This is a bad answer. I'm failing. Don't get fired.
I love this. We're trying not to get fired. And I do want to say this is I'm trying to go down this road. I've got 1 million children, so we've got sort of nanny cams around the house so we can look at them when we're not in the room. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think this was a misplaced nanny cam. Jalen, are you buying that theory in any way, shape, or form?
I'm not buying that it's a misplaced nanny cam. No. It's something that's creepy, it's weird, it's flagrant, and it's foul. I'm with Katie. Why are you showering at your agent's house?
Yes, and Jalen, you've fired at least 17 different agents. How many times have you showered at their house?
Absolutely none. But here's the thing. If they're training or something like that, there may be exceptions, but that's just disrespectful.
Well, Blake Bortles is often disrespected by critics. For his entire career, he's kind of been looked at as the reason that the Jaguars haven't succeeded the past few years. They've got this great defense, blah, blah, blah. Well, he responded to that criticism. Let's give it a listen.
Yeah, it'll probably never stop, man. There's people that think LeBron James sucks, so if that happens, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that always think I suck.
Katie, I love what he did here. He was like, if people criticize LeBron James, then none of this criticism even matters. Did Blake Bortles just end all criticism forever?
No.
What?
I feel like he's just heaped on more. People criticize LeBron James, but you're not LeBron James, dude. You know that. You know that.
Oh, my goodness. Where's my phone?
What's happening?
Wait, hold on. That's Roger Goodell's on the phone. Mr. Bortles, that qualifies as a failed drug test.
Oh, that's a failed test.
Under the NFL policy.
That's a failed test. Failed test for Blake Bortles. You cannot compare yourself to LeBron James, even when you're not really comparing yourself to LeBron James.
When you get jammed up, don't mention LeBron James' name.
Nope. On January 16th, when the CW's newest superhero suits up, lightning's gonna strike. Don't miss the electrifying new series, Black Lightning. Some backstory about Black Lightning. His name was originally Jefferson Pierce. He had previously powered down his crime-fighting career, and for the last 9 years, he's been saving lives the best way he knew how, as a principal of the local high school. But in this city, when the hero's away, the gangs will play. And this dude's a family man, so when his people get caught in the crosshairs, it's time to take charge. Now the former hero is back in full force for a second round against corruption and violence, because lightning does strike twice. It's dark days for the city of Freeland, but the storm is coming when Black Lightning brings his power to the people. Not only will the series Black Lightning spark you up, but also the soundtrack. It is full of slamming hip-hop cuts, like songs by Rome Fortune and old school hits from blues singer Nina Simone, Bobby Bland, and the great Isaac Hayes. On January 16th, the world will know Black Lightning. Series premiere after The Flash, only on the CW. Katie, this next topic was specifically for you because this one is very important to us here. In France, 700 blocks of Saint-Nectaire fromage, which means cheese in French,
beautiful pronunciation,
was stolen.
Saint-Nectaire.
An epic cheese heist. 700 blocks of Saint-Nectaire cheese was stolen. And we don't do any research or preparation for this program, but our staff does. And we learned this. 4% of all cheese in the world gets stolen. Think about that. 4% of all cheese in the world gets stolen. Why is cheese stolen this much?
Because cheese is delicious. I remember this being a story. This happens with Parmigiano Reggiano a lot because it's very easy to transport, and it's worth a ton of money, as it should be, because cheese is the best.
Okay. Jalen?
I'll turn down a different street, and I'll admit to being a klepto in a supermarket.
What?
It's something that you can easily put inside of your pocket. It's hard. And also, when your mom gives you a list and you buy 4 of the things and you steal one of the things, you keep the change.
Wait, Jalen Rose, have you stolen cheese before?
Absolutely.
Are you part of the 4%? You've stolen cheese before? Huh? What, we're all in the afternoon now. Children could be watching this program, Jalen.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm trying to have a couple of coins in my pocket, sir.
This 700 blocks of cheese was worth $12,000. Are we all in the wrong industry? Should we start like a cheese thieving ring?
No, because people steal it. I give away my content for free on the internet.
Perfect. Why would you ever, do a cheese thing? Well, It's very exciting having you on the program, Katie.
It is.
We definitely needed your take on the agent that was filming his clients in the bathroom, and we wanted to know what you felt about Blake Bortles and, of course, cheese. So whenever we have these type...
It's more fun when I'm there in person, I'm going to say that.
It is way more fun. Please, why don't you... you wouldn't happen to have like a brand new podcast or something that you could plug, do you?
I do. Funny enough, it's called Sports with Katie Nolan.
So can I say something before she leaves? I'm hearing some rumblings on the internet. You guys trying to replace me on the program?
No,
so let's do this. Katie, you can be here more often, and I'll go to New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to replace Jalen for years, and Katie, I think that you would be a really good person to come in and replace.
That wasn't supposed to get to you, Jalen. You weren't supposed to hear that.
You were not. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to you replacing Jalen in the coming months.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, guys. You're the best.
Jalen, it's time for one of our signature segments. It's time for Soph Move or Boss Move. Dame Lillard got upset. Chris Paul had 35 points in the waning seconds of the Rockets' win over the Clippers, and no one's playing defense on him, so he made a layup with about 8 seconds left and the shot clock was turned off. Dame Lillard took exception to this. Getting upset over a meaningless bucket, Soph Move or Boss Move?
Soft move.
Really?
I played so much basketball in my life on every level. Mm-hmm. And what Dame Dollar showed was just a frustration of a guy whose man just lit him up. They lost the game, and the winning team continued to pile on. That's how it works. And I'm going to take everybody deeper into the play.
Oh.
Nobody's upset about Trevor Ariza stealing the ball twice.
No.
Remember, somebody stole it and gave it to Chris Paul. They inbounded it. Somebody stole it again and gave it to Chris Paul to hold. And then Dame tried to knock it out of his hand.
Why did Dame try to knock it out of his hand? Was he trying to get a steal or something?
A level of frustration.
He's just mad.
No question about it.
He's just mad.
He's just mad.
I feel like Dame is mad a lot.
Well, but the Portland Trailblazers have gotten it together recently. You know, you're hearing rumblings now of, man, they're 5-1 without him. You know,
please.
Should they consider?
Please, don't even finish that sentence. Don't even finish that sentence. Don't even consider considering it.
Keep CJ, keep the mama's boys together, and just get them some more help up front consistently.
Jalen, I just want to congratulate you because you won a fantasy football league. Not the league you really care about where you spend all the money and that LeBron James is in. You won the Jalen and Jacoby Staff Fantasy Football League, which is kind of a drag because now all the prize money goes to the only rich guy on the staff. However, we do not have a punishment for the loser of the league. Another league does. Do you want to know what the punishment is?
What's that?
You have to get a tattoo.
I'm not getting a tattoo.
LeVar Ball on your body. What? They have a league where you have to get a tattoo of LeVar Ball on your body. Jalen, can you imagine having to get a LeVar Ball tattoo?
No. I can't imagine getting a tattoo or a reference toward anyone that hasn't told me they love me 150 times.
Oh, LeVar Ball will do that. He'll give you a call. We can get it, LeVar Ball.
And if you have the face of a tattoo of somebody that hasn't, then it is what it is. You know where I would like it better? Seriously? It has to be this spot. No question about it. The small of your back.
We dropped the ball. You know, I've always said, listen, we're never going to sell out. We'll always give you exclusive content for the podcast. We know the podcast listeners, the most important audience to us, the people that listen every day. We're going to keep giving the people what they want, and we're going to give you exclusive content for the podcast. Guess what happened? We have a guest on the podcast today. Yep. Katie Nolan. Bringing Katie Nolan from remote was difficult. Took us a little extra time to connect. And then next thing you know, we're delayed. And then Jalen has to go on SportsCenter because Jalen's, famous and people want to talk to him, hear what he has to say about basketball. So now he has to go. So now here we are. After we made this promise, after we told everybody that we're always going to have exclusive content for the podcast, we're not leaving you with the dopest pod that we could to step to. We failed you. And we take this very seriously. We might even have a meeting about this. We might have to have a meeting. We might have to have the first meeting in the history of Jalen and Jacoby because we always say we're going to give the people what they want, and today we did not. But we will be back tomorrow with another dope pod to step to.